All right, what up, what up, what up, people? What's going on? What's popping? What is the deal? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. All right, let me make sure this joint is working how it's supposed to. All right, looks like it's going good. For some reason, this YouTube shit always starts off saying that I'm on low frequency or something. So I'll be wondering if the shit is acting crazy. But anyway, what up? What's going on, Nez, Nathan, Matthew? What's good? Resilient SD, Isaac Red, Damn Man was popping. Happy New Year. The Geek Surgeon, Nike Zoom Flight, Corey was popping. Renan was good. Tim G, Kim Ramses, what's up? Sauce 5, Matthew, Luke Carvin. Alright, so we got a lot of people up here. Shit. So today I'm gonna be talking about 4 reasons why a chick will, she won't see you as high value. She won't see you as a high value guy. You understand? Before we get into all that, make sure you guys get the Man the Fuck Up hoodies. Click that link below, people. Click that link below to get the Man the Fuck Up hoodies. You understand? This shit is warm as hell too, because it's winter time. This shit is warm as hell up in here, so you could really get that shit popping. You feel what I'm saying? You said I've been going in all week on the video drops. That's what's up. That's good. That's what's up. So, and also too, make sure you guys get How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, ebook, hard copy, or audiobook. Make sure you guys get your copy today. You can click that link below to get this also. Also, the 60-second game book is going to be officially dropping next week. So I'm gonna put it up on the site so that you guys can get that shit going. You feel what I'm saying? Ashley, you said where can you get the hoodies? There's going to be a link below this video. You can get these hoodies. Click the link and you can get your hoodies. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you get that. They also got t-shirts too. I'm going to have the t-shirt coming in too, so you guys can see the t-shirt. The t-shirt is tight also. You feel me? So today we're going to be talking about, 4 reasons why she doesn't think you're a high value man. Because we always talk about being high value, displaying high value, all this other shit. So what is a high value guy though? Because let's define that. Okay? Let's define what is a high value guy. Right? So a high value guy basically is a guy who, one, values himself. You understand? So he sees value within himself. He's confident. He thinks he's the shit. He understands that he is valuable. And he also gives value. You understand? So he understands that he's valuable. And he also gives value. You understand? So that's basically what a high value guy is. So when a woman thinks you're not high value, when she doesn't see you as that high value guy, right? She sees you as a guy who, basically doesn't believe in himself, a guy who's insecure, guy who doesn't really have anything going for himself, a guy who, when she interacts with him or gets with him, there's really no benefit in it for her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she's like, what am I going to benefit from even dealing with this guy? You understand? So a lot of times when you're dealing with women, they're looking at it and they're saying to themselves, okay, what would make sense for me to even deal with this dude versus that dude, right? So if she sees a guy who's extremely high value, to her, she's gonna want that dude. But if you're displaying characteristics and traits of a guy who she doesn't see as high value, she's not gonna really want to fuck with you. She's not gonna bother. Or she will fuck with you, but she'll play some games and do all this other stuff, right? So I wanted to give you guys some signs that is going to have her perceive you as low value, and this is the stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You understand what I'm saying? This is stuff that you got to make sure that you're taking heed to. What up, Taj? What's going on, bro? What is going on? The alpha was popping. Jamil510, what's the deal, bro? You said I stay working. Yeah, you gotta stay working. You gotta stay busy. All right, so this is, I'm gonna go through 1 through 4. This is in no order of importance. I'm just like, letting you know what the deal is. You feel what I'm saying? So the first way that a chick will think that you are not a high value guy when she sees it and she doesn't think you're high value is based off the way you talk to her. Okay? The way you talk to her, the way you are communicating with her, will show her or make her think that you are not a high value guy. So what are some things you can do? What are some things you probably are doing to make a girl think you're not high value when you're having that communication, when you're talking to her, right? Now, one of the things that guys do that is terrible, and you shouldn't do this, which makes a woman think you're not high value, is putting yourself down when you are talking to her. You understand? Putting yourself down when you're talking to her. So some guys may say some shit like, and this is the funny part, because some of the stuff you say that put yourself down, it may not seem necessarily like you're putting yourself down, but it actually is based on what you're saying. So, for example, you might say something like, oh, I'm having a really good time with you because, I don't usually talk to women as beautiful as you. You feel what I'm saying? Now, it's funny because it sounds like the guy's being like, kind of like, just honest, like, oh, well, I don't ever really talk to hot girls like you, but it's basically putting himself down because he's basically saying, like, I'm not used to talking to hot girls, or hot girls don't like to talk to me. You feel what I'm saying? Which is basically him saying, look, I'm not that awesome. You understand? Junior Batty said, so don't give her validation. Where'd you get that from? That has nothing to do with the validation. I'm talking about him. I'm saying if he says, I usually don't talk to hot girls like this, he's basically saying that I don't talk to hot girls. Meaning that hot girls don't usually talk to me because I'm not that awesome. I'm not that attractive. Women don't want to talk to me. So basically he's putting himself down. You understand what I'm saying? Or he might say something even, a little bit more direct as far as putting himself down, where he may say, he'll be talking to a girl and he might say, oh, like a girl might even compliment him. She might say, hey, you're really handsome or whatever. He might say, no, I don't think I look that good. I think I'm okay. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the only way that's going to work if you say anything like that is, let's say if you're like just a really good looking dude, you got yourself put together and you are blatantly joking about it. Like you're like, oh, I'm ugly. What are you talking about? I'm super ugly. You understand? She'll know that you're being sarcastic. But the thing is, if you actually seem like you are, you don't think that you're as handsome as she's saying, and you're saying, oh no, I'm not that good looking, she's going to look at you like, okay, this guy's kind of lame. You understand what I'm saying? T.5, he says, so you agree with her? Exactly. If a chick be like, yo, you handsome, you'd be like, you damn right. You got some good ass taste. You're a smart chick, because only smart chicks realize how handsome I am. You understand? Whatever. But do not put yourself down. You see what I mean? Now, another thing is, that'll make the chick see you as low value when we're talking about how you talk to her, is basically if you are having a conversation with this girl, she knows that you're attracted to her, interested in her, right? But when you're having the conversation, you're not really like going in on some flirty sexual shit. Meaning you're keeping it very platonic. You're keeping the conversation safe. You're not really going in. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is the girl knows that you're feeling her. The girl knows that you're, you want to like make something happen. She can feel it. She can feel that energy, but you're not taking the step to actually say anything that's going to be interpreted as you being flirtatious or being, extremely sexual. So then to her, it's either you're scared to do it, or she's probably like, oh, I guess he's not into me, or he's just whatever. So she's not going to really see you as that high value dude. You understand? Paul G said playing it safe and neutral, the convo becomes dry and boring. Exactly. Exactly. So, and that's the thing, because see, a guy who's a high value guy, right? What happens is that when he's interacting with a woman, right, he's basically going after what he wants, and he's letting it be known, look, this is what I'm trying to do. He gets into that zone where he's actually flirting. He's actually interacting with her to let her know this is what is happening now in the situation. We're not just having a friendly chat. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it is. See, a lot of dudes who have that like low value, type of mentality, what they'll try to do all the time is they'll try to act like, very like, just too laid back, like they're not really interested, because they think, well, I got to act like I'm not interested in order for her to like me. But again, you think you need to do that because you're not that high value guy. If you were that high value guy, you would assume that women already want you. You would assume that women already like you. And the reason why you're even flirting or building that sexual attention in the first place is to give her the okay to be a slut with, in front of you. That's what it's about. See, that's the thing that guys don't understand. Sometimes women want to fuck you, but they won't, because you're acting like you don't want to fuck them. So they don't want to make the first move and look like a whore. You understand? So then nothing happens. But what you got to do is you have to push the buttons to give her the okay to be slutty, so y'all two could get the shit popping. You understand? So, you got, you said, Platinum, you said, let her blame you for being a slut. Exactly. Exactly. Real talk. Real fucking talk. So that's number one. How you talk to her, in certain ways will make her think you're not that high value guy. If you're, being very extremely polite, you're putting yourself down, shit like that. Even sometimes if you're talking to her and you're extremely nervous, you understand? While you're talking to her, that will make her see you as a low value dude. Because this is what you guys got to understand about women, right? Is this. The stuff that I'm teaching you and the stuff that other coaches teach you about attracting women and all this other stuff, when you get good at this, right, and you approach a girl and you're having a conversation with her, right, she doesn't know that you're learning this. You understand what I'm saying? She has no idea you're trying to learn this type of shit or you're learning this type of shit. All she knows is that when you approached her and you knew how to have a conversation with her, she was attracted to you. And then that other guy who didn't have any game approached her and he didn't know what to say. He was nervous. He was putting himself down. He was doing all this other shit. She wasn't attracted to him. So all she knows is this one guy over here I'm attracted to, where I see him as high value, and the other guy I see as low value. She's like, I'm going to go with the high value guy. What she doesn't know is that even that high value dude learned all that shit he's doing. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. This is why the game is important, so that you know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, so that when you're interacting with women, not only are you, increasing, how awesome you are by learning this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? She also recognizes that too. What up, June Sports was popping. Now, the next thing that is going to make a woman think you're not high value is your appearance. Okay? Is your appearance. Now, notice I didn't say just your looks or your, how you look, how cute you look in your face and all that other shit. I'm talking about your overall appearance. You understand? So basically, how you dress, right? How well you're put together. How clean your shoes are, how well shaped up your haircut is, how you've shaped up your mustache, beard, how you smell, all those things. Your appearance. So if your appearance is not on point, she's going to look at you as low value. You understand? So that means you have to have clean clothes that fit. You understand what I'm saying? See, this is the thing, and I talked about this before. A woman will be way more receptive to you if your appearance is on point versus if it's not. You understand? Because women judge themselves based off of who approaches them. So this is why sometimes you'll see a guy who's like, whose appearance is on some bullshit, and he's dressed like a bum, and he tries to holler at a chick, right? What happens is she'll give him a nasty reaction, not necessarily because he's he's on some bummy shit. You understand? Not necessarily because I don't want to say that. Not necessarily because he's not like good looking or whatever, but it's because he looks like a fucking bum. You feel what I'm saying? And so to her, what it's saying to her is, damn, all I'm attracting is bums. You understand what I'm saying? But take that same guy, same exact guy, put him, in some clean ass clothes, nice shoes, smells good, get a nice haircut, and he approaches her, it'll be a totally different response. Totally different. And it's the same fucking guy. You understand what I'm saying? Resilient, as you said, so there's nothing wrong with always wanting to be fresh as long as it's not only for girls. Well, yeah, it shouldn't, anything you're doing should not be, basically for women. You understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to be for you, and women end up being attracted to that. That's the whole purpose of all of this stuff. This is why when even I'm talking about, don't lie to chicks, the not lying is not for her, it's for you. It's so that you are a man who, has integrity. A guy who actually is like, yo, I'm going to be who the fuck I want to be. You see what I'm saying? What up? We got Affy Kingdom in the building. What's popping, bro? What is good? So yeah, so your appearance needs to be on point. If your appearance is not on point, chicks are going to see you as low value. Do not, have a whole bunch of stains on your shirt. Brush your teeth. You feel what I'm saying? Shave. Put on some cologne, you understand? Like, all of these things help. You feel what I mean? Ultra Gold Chain, you said, do you think a haircut can drastically change how good you look? Of course. If your shit is all jacked up, you get a nice haircut, shape up your mustache, beard, all that shit always makes you look way better. You feel what I'm saying? Way better. And then there's different looks you can have. You can put, have the suits, the jeans with the boots and the V-neck shirts. You feel what I'm saying? You have the V-neck shirts with the blazers. You know what I'm saying? Different hats. There's so many different ways where you can look better overall. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I be telling guys, like, dudes always think it's just about, how you naturally look in your face and all that other shit. And that, that has its place here and there, but overall, any guy could work on his appearance. You feel what I'm saying? Any guy can work on his appearance. Now, number 3. This is the number 3. I'm gonna tell you guys number 3 because I see a lot of guys doing this. The third thing that's gonna make women see you as low value, right, is if you're consistently complaining about women. All right, I'm gonna say that again. Women are gonna see you as low value if you're consistently complaining about women. Okay? So I see this shit all the time online. And it's funny because dudes actually do this shit on dates. ESA, you just came in. I did number 1 and 2. Number 1 was a woman's not going to see you as high value if you are based off the way you talk to her. So if you're putting yourself down, if you are nervous when you're talking to her, stuff like that. Number 2 was your appearance. If your appearance is not on point, she's going to see you as low value. And number 3 I'm talking about right now is if you keep complaining about women. For Life 1 Deep, you said, so incels, TFL, and MGTOW. Exactly. So, it's funny. I've talked to a lot of women because, women I went on dates with, women that I just talked to here and there. And women have actually told me that they went on dates with guys and the guys would be complaining on the dates. You guys believe this shit? There's guys who will be on a date with a chick and complaining about women on the date with the chick. That's crazy. So I remember because there was a girl that I was talking to, and she was telling me how she went on a date with this guy. And what happened was she showed up on a date. I think let's say she was supposed to be there like 8:00. She texted him around maybe like 7:45 and said, "Hey, I'm on my way, but I might be 5 minutes late." Right? So she gets there around 8:05 or whatever, and then she says that the dude is like pissed off and he's upset, and he's like, "See, this is why y'all women stay single, because y'all don't know how to show up to dates on time." She's like, that's the first thing he said. And I'm just like, wow, seriously? So dudes be actually on dates complaining to the chick they on a date with about chicks. And also too, what happens is this. A lot of dudes, because I see this on my timeline on Facebook. There's a lot of dudes who will get on their timelines and they will complain about chicks on their Facebook timelines or their Instagram. So they'll be like, yo, fuck these hoes, these bitches ain't shit, these bitches is whack, yada, yada, yada. Right? So I remember this one dude I knew, he was always talking shit on his Facebook. And he was about to see this chick, and then the chick flaked on him. And so he was asking me, he's like, yo, why do you think she flaked? And so I said, bruh, she probably looked at your timeline on Facebook and saw you complaining and bitching and moaning. You understand? Which turned her off, which made her not want to fuck with you. Because trust and believe, when you said it, like if you meet a chick if you match with a chick off of Tinder and, you set up a date with her or something, these chicks, they'll try to find your Instagram, your Facebook, your social media. They'll investigate. You feel what I'm saying? They see what you writing about, what you doing. And if she see your timeline talking about, yo, fuck these hoes, these bitches ain't shit, yada, 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 she's like, yeah, I'm not going out with that nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So, bruh, stop complaining. I understand you're frustrated. This is what you do. If you want to complain to your boys. You understand? Get all that frustration out with your boys. But you want to get to the point where you don't need to really complain about them. You understand? You want to get to that point. Because again, these chicks, they're going to be checking for that. And of course, you're going to have guys, like I said, that it will actually be on the date and complaining. Like I had another chick I was talking to. She said that she was, on a date with this dude. And as soon as they sort of got together, they were supposed to, I guess, go out and get something to eat or some shit after they was getting drinks or whatever. And then he was like, yo, I don't, he said something like, yo, I hope you don't think I'm one of those guys you're going to take advantage of and have me paying for everything and blah, blah, blah. Cause I know how y'all women get down and there's one thing, this is the thing. You could say anything to a chick, but it all depends on the tone. You understand? Cause you could say all that shit and be jokey about it, but this nigga, she said he was dead serious. You understand? K-Zag and Tony say, yeah, these chicks be on social media trying to look. Dude, look, let me tell you guys something. I remember one time I was on Tinder, right? I matched with this bad chick, okay? So I text her, I say, yo, what you up to tonight? What you up to right now? What's good? Right? She's like, oh, I'm chilling, at home or whatever. right? So I said, listen, how about I come to your place, we order some food, and we, we get some Netflix and chill going on or whatever, right? So she said, okay, that sounds cool. She's like, yeah, I wanted to, have be home tonight, but it's cool to have some company. So I'm like, okay, this shit is on, right? So I said, bet. I said, listen, I'll be there in an hour. Nigga, do you know that 20 minutes later, this chick texted me and said, hey, I think it's not such a good idea you come over. And I'm like, really? And I said, what happened? What's good? So, because I was curious. I was like, what's good? And she's like, well, I checked your social media. I looked at your Instagram and I saw this, and that. And I'm like, oh my God. Now, the thing was, I wasn't complaining on it. It was that she saw, what happened was, and this is another thing. What happened was she saw a bunch of pictures with me and chicks, a bunch of chicks, and she saw some other shit that I wrote, because I'll be writing stuff about relationships or whatever. So to her, whatever I wrote or said, she wasn't feeling. So it just is what it is. But the same thing applies when guys are complaining. If she sees all that complaining and bitching on your timeline, you understand, they're gonna usually not want to fuck with you. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, understand that. You understand? But the thing is, look, some girls don't give a fuck, and at the end of the day, you don't really need to give a fuck. But all I'm saying is that within itself, if you're complaining all the time, if you're bitching all the time, moaning all the time about chicks, she'll see you as that low value dude she don't want to fuck with. You understand? So that's number 3. Now, the last one, before I get into some calls, excuse me, the last thing I have on the list is when you let a woman take advantage of you. Okay? When you let a woman take advantage of you, she's going to see you as low value. Okay? So what do I mean by taking advantage of you? What do I mean by taking advantage of you? What I mean is, let's say, for example, you're supposed to go out on a date with a chick and she flakes, right? And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry, can we see each other the next week? You're like, all right, cool. Next week comes, she flakes again. And then you still keep trying to see her. She's basically taking advantage of you and playing you and using you for attention. So she sees you as that low value dude, because only a guy who has low value is going to make a woman allow her to do that type of shit to him. You understand? Or let's say, for example, every time you are, she chilling with you, she hitting you up for money, and you just giving her money, shelling out money. You understand? You're allowing her to take advantage of you. You're allowing her to play you. She doesn't see you as high value. You understand? What's another thing? Like, she may, put you in that friend zone knowing that you want to fuck with her, but you're allowing her to put you in that friend zone. K. Zach Antonio said multiple dates and no ass. Facts. If you are going on multiple dates and she ain't fucking you, she sees you as low value. She's playing you. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, I'm going to take calls in a second. I'm going to take calls in 1 second. 1 second. Oh, For Life One Deep, real talk. For Life One Deep said, everybody watch this TV series on Netflix called You. It's about a crazy blue pill simp who's stalking this woman, and he is willing to do anything for her. Listen, that's mandatory watching for all of y'all. That's y'all homework. I shit you not. I'm glad you brought that, because I actually wanted to talk about that too. But go to Netflix, watch the series. It's called You. Okay? Y-O-U. It's called You. And this fucking show, oh my fucking God, I was like, yo, the people who wrote this shit understand the reality of relationships. And it's funny because the ironic part is the main character is your your typical quote unquote nice guy. You feel what I'm saying? And what's funny about these nice guys is they not really that nice. They on some bullshit. And it shows how much bullshit he's on, thinking he's doing the right thing, and he's stalking her. He wants to be her he wants her to be his main woman, and oh, she's gonna be my wife, and I love her. And these other guys who are assholes, and you know what I love about the show, and this is one of the things I love about the show, because we always talk about a woman's body count on the show. The main girl, the guy's trying to get with, this chick is fucking mad dudes. Okay? She's fucking a lot of dudes. So some of y'all who already watched it, I know what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm saying is the reality of the situation. That girl in that show, that's 90-something% of women. You understand what I'm saying? She's fucking mad dudes. That's all I'm saying. That's the reality of what's happening out here. You see what I mean? But you got to watch that show. There's a whole lot of game in that show, I'm telling you. It shows you how women actually act and are. You understand? It shows you how, how much time, energy you're wasting being a fucking simp. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit. It shows you how the dude that the girl was with, the main girl, her ex-boyfriend or something, I'm not gonna tell you what happens to him, but he was just doing him, and he was just keep going over there getting pussy from her, and it was nothing. It's showing how chicks just go on Tinder looking for dick, get the dick, and then just getting it popping. You feel what I'm saying? That show is mandatory. You guys I'm telling you, gotta watch that shit. I was just like, God damn. But that shit was, that's a good fucking show. I'm telling you. That is a good fucking show. Only to catch up, he says, Tinder Gold worth it. Yeah, well, yeah, if you do whatever you need to do to get the unlimited swipes, you need to get that shit popping. You said that show might change you for the worst. Yo, I'm telling you, that shit, all the guys that claim they on some red pill shit, they need to watch that shit. All right, let me take some calls real quick. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Locario? This is Tyrone from Minnesota.
What's going on? What's popping with you?
Yeah, I just got back just on my few minutes of break time. But yeah, I have a quick question, and I want to see if I was doing this right. Yesterday, I think I was chatting with a female off of POF, and the thing is that she knew my brother, and I think we met before through my brother who was watching a little fight,
right,
and whatnot. So she was like, saying, "Oh, you so-and-so brother? That's your younger brother." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Okay." And she was like, saying, "You had a girlfriend?" I was like, "Well, I don't have a girlfriend. You know, I meant to say I ain't have a girlfriend anymore. I'm just friends with benefits with the chick who I used to be with." So I want to see if I should have just charged her. But yeah, she was saying, "Well, I'm gonna ask your brother. I'm gonna ask so and so about you. You know, I hopefully your brother can vouch for you. I hope so." I'm thinking like, okay. And I told her that that's the other way around. That's the other way around. You should worry if I'm gonna vouch for you or not. And she never responded though. So do you think I should charge her now for doing that? Because I remember you told audience before, like when a woman is not being mature, like when her friends are cock blocking and she ain't checking them or whatever she's doing. Like, do you think she was being immature on that part?
Yeah, pretty much. Because look, you need to charge the chick to the game, really, because her talking all that shit is her already. It's a form of her being uncooperative. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the thing is, when you're dealing with girls, what you really want to look for is how easy and how pleasant. Because this is the funny part. I'll tell you this. This is the funny part about the whole thing. Because you know when you always hear online where dudes be talking about women, talking about, yo, oh, these chicks are bitches and these chicks is hoes and they be acting this way and that way and yada yada yada, right? Do you understand when a woman is feeling you and she really likes you, she's the most cooperative, nice, pleasant fucking person ever. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have chicks who will, they'll text me on some, hey, good morning, handsome, how's your day? I was just thinking about you. And hey, are you busy? I was just thinking about you. I want to talk to you. I miss you. Hey, when am I going to see you next time? Am I going to see you today? Are we still, like, they're so fucking polite, pleasant, and you know why? Because they're feeling me. You understand?
Right.
And so all of this other extra, oh, I'm going to do this and you got to do that and blah, 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 all that attitude, that's bullshit. You understand? So you got to check those chicks. Now, there are certain times where, women, they'll be feeling you, but they'll sort of playfully try to, like, do certain things. That's one thing. You got to be able to, like, feel that out and see, if that chick is this way or that way. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But but other than that, you understand what I'm saying? If this chick's in particular, she just, you just need to charge her the game. You know what I'm saying? Or or what you do is that you charge her, and if, let's say, she comes back at you and tries to holler at you and really actually wants to get with you, you understand?
Right. I was thinking about that too.
Right. Then on in that situation, right? What you do is that you just make sure that you flip the frame around again. You understand what I'm saying? So she comes back to you, she be like, oh, I checked you out, and you make the cut, and so said you was cool and all of that, and you be like, well, listen, we ain't gonna be talking, we ain't gonna worry about that. This is what we gonna do now. What you're gonna do is you're gonna meet me here at this time, and we gonna meet up and we gonna make something happen. So you're kind of like brushing off all the bullshit she's saying and reframing it so that it's about what you're saying she needs to do with you, and that's it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all.
Okay.
So, but don't entertain all the garbage and the nonsense. You feel what I'm saying?
Shouldn't she be considered playing Z also?
Say that again?
Shouldn't I consider her playing Z also?
Oh, yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, when a chick, the closer to cooperation a chick is, that's the more seriously you can take her. The least, when she's, like, being uncooperative or she's playing games or whatever, you just put her on the back burner. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's it. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. I'm going to holler at you, bro.
Yep.
All right, peace.
Yep, peace.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Like, dude, I'm telling you, you guys got to talk to more women, because you're going to run into them chicks that's really feeling you, and it's just going to be like, damn, it's so fucking easy. Hold on. Yo, what's going on?
Locario, what's up, bro? This is Tosh.
What's popping?
What's good, man? Hey, I've been kind of adjusting my game lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been getting rejected a lot and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I started to look on YouTube and started to, kind of polish up the areas where I was kind of slacking in, where I thought I was slacking in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of relating to your topic about showing value.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these guys, a lot of dating coaches, it's like you gotta kind of weigh the scale. Some of them say you gotta approach a girl and not show intent.
Mm-hmm.
Some say you approach a girl and show intent.
Mm-hmm.
Some say it's not about intent, it's about how you frame everything. So I was just out here trying little different things, and that's probably why I've been getting rejected. But my main question is, like, what if, I know you gotta adjust to the situation, but I'm just listening to different coaches. Like, why are some coaches saying that you have to show intent? If you do show intent, you tell the girl that you like her, then it's like a nut off for her. She busts a nut, and that's her validation for the day. She's off. She can turn you down now. You know what I'm saying? But I've had situations to where I've approached a chick. I got her from the first compliment, showing interest, whatever. And then I've also been in situations where I went into a club, I was talking to a chick, and we was kind of hitting it off. And then I had mentioned something. She was talking about volleyball or something like that. And,
right.
And I was like, yeah, I think chicks in volleyball shorts are sexy, right?
Right.
And she kind of giggled and walked away or whatever. But I just thought it was interesting, man, about this whole intent thing and showing value and what it really means at the end of the day.
Right. Well, this is the thing. See, a lot of dudes see it again. It's when we talk about game, just in general, game is really just about strategy. So people have different strategies of how they go about doing what they do, right? And so, but what you got to understand is that at the end of the day, if a chick this is the thing about women, right? Is that women, and I always say this, you have three types of girls. You got the women who are going to be extremely into you, and these are the chicks that you meet and just off the bat they're just feeling you. You understand what I'm saying? Then two, you got the girls who are like like in the middle. Those are usually probably most of the girls you're probably going to meet in general. You see what I'm saying? And then three, you're going to have girls who just totally not into you at all, period. You feel what I'm saying? So there's nothing you can do at that point. But see, what you got to understand is that not showing intent doesn't necessarily make a difference. Meaning, so this is what I'm saying. Let's say if you're talking to a girl who has absolutely no interest in you, does it matter if you're showing intent or not showing intent? What's going to happen? She's still not going to fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Now, if you're dealing with a chick who is all the way into you, like she's really feeling you, you understand? If you're showing intent, what's going to happen is that that's just going to speed up the process faster, because it's like, oh, she's like, cool, he's feeling me too. Then y'all go and do your thing. You understand? Now, if you're not showing intent, what's going to happen is that she may still be feeling you to a certain extent, but if you keep not showing intent, she's going to think you don't like her. You feel what I'm saying? Or she's going to, you know what I'm saying? So it's not going to really go anywhere, or it'll go somewhere, but it'll go somewhere slower. Now, the girls in the middle, you feel what I'm saying? If you're showing intent or not showing intent, it could just go either way. So it's not about, see, and this is the thing. The showing intent or not showing intent, a lot of times guys are not showing intent as a tactic to get the girl to like them. You see what I'm saying? But what happens is that on a subconscious level, right? What you're doing is that you're basically telling yourself on a subconscious level that you're not good enough to get her, which is why you need to pretend you don't want her. You understand? Because you're saying, well, I got to pretend I don't like her so she'll like me. But if you assumed or you knew or you thought or you believe that women are going to like you, you wouldn't need to do that. You see what I'm saying? Right. So you wouldn't need to do that step. That, you see what I'm saying? So it's almost like if a gay dude saw a dude that was straight and he wanted to get with that, that straight guy, right? He would have to somehow pretend, maybe dress up like a woman or do some other shit to try to get him, because he knows that guy's straight, he ain't gonna fuck with him. So he has to pretend to be something he's not in order to get the guy. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same concept. Like, because you feel, well, I can't get this girl. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta be some other shit. I gotta act in a certain way. Because the thought process is, guys will say, well, this girl gets approached by so many different guys, so her head's gassed up. So therefore, you're gonna blend in with all the other guys, and therefore, she's not gonna want you anyway. You see what I'm saying? But what guys don't understand is that you're a different dude than every other guy, and you could be exactly that girl's type. And so what happens is, sometimes, let's say, for example, you're like, you know what, I'm going to not show intent to this girl because I want her to want me and get with me. You understand what I'm saying? So now you end up not showing intent to a girl who could have really been into you, and she thinks because you're not showing intent, you don't like her. You feel what I'm saying? And then so to save face, she don't fuck with you. Because the thought process is, guys say, well, if you act like you don't like her, she'll chase you, right? Now, sometimes that may happen, and that usually will happen maybe for the girls in the middle. You understand what I'm saying? But there are times where you don't show intent, and she's not gonna chase you because she thinks you don't like her, and to save face so that she doesn't feel like she's gonna get played, she just backs off. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, at the end of the day, what it is that, and the reason why I preach showing intent, right, is because, and again, I said this earlier in the show, everything you're doing in this game is for you, not for her. You see what I'm saying? And so when you do it for you, right, you're building yourself up. When you're doing it for her, you are not building yourself up. So if I see a hot chick and I say, damn, well, I'm going to pretend I'm not really into her. I'm going to not show intent. I'm doing that for her. I'm trying to do this so that I can get her. You see what I'm saying? When I do it for myself, meaning I see that girl and I know I want to fuck the shit out of her, so I let her know, listen, I'm trying to hook up with your ass. You feel what I'm saying? What I'm doing is that I'm doing this for me to build myself up so that I'm like, look, I can be who I am. I'm good enough to get a woman being who I am, being authentic, so that I'm conditioning myself to be that way with women. You see what I'm saying? But I'm doing that for me, not for them. Because the girls are going to come and go. Every girl, she going to come, she going to go, she going to come, she going to go. This girl going to reject you, this girl going to want to get with you, this girl going to reject you, this girl, they're all over the place. So I'm not switching up who I am for the girl. You understand what I'm saying? I'm being more of who I am for me, which in turn makes the girl want to fuck with me more. You see what I'm saying? Because if you think about it this way. Think about any artist, comedian, movie director, whatever. Somebody that creates. You like their creation because they're being intentional in who they are in their creation, which is why you like it, right? There's going to be other people who don't like it. But what happens is that when that person, let's say you like Dave Chappelle as a comedian, because Dave Chappelle is who he is, right? That's what attracted you to his comedy, because he's actually being who he's supposed to be, which is how he is right now, who the guy he presents himself to be. So what happens is when you're presenting yourself how you are, you attract the women that want who you are. You understand? When you're doing that, let me not show intent and let me do this, let me do that, you're starting the game of manipulation, which is making it harder on yourself, and which in turn is breaking you down. Because now what you're doing is every time you pretend you don't want the girl that you're trying to holler at so that you can get her, every time you're doing that, you're subconsciously saying to yourself, I'm not it. I'm not good enough, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. And so this is why, so the more you build yourself up, the more confident you get. When you actually are being intentional, you build yourself up. So then you get more confident. So then the more confident you get, the more attractive you are to more women. The more attractive you are to more women, the more women that start to gravitate to you. You see what I'm saying? And so you don't even feel the need, or it doesn't even make sense to you to play those games. You're like, why? Why would I even do that? Why would I pretend that I'm not interested in this chick I'm trying to fuck with, when the last 10 chicks, I actually tell them I want to fuck with them and they fucked with me? Right. Like, you see what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, I was listening to these coaches. They was explaining it, and I don't know. Some coaches, I feel like they make the game more complicated than what it really is.
Well, let me tell you. Truth be told, some coaches don't know what the fuck they talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
And they be having like 100,000 followers.
Exactly. That's. But that's what I'm saying. Some dudes understand. Some dudes don't know what they're talking about. Some dudes get on the internet and just start talking shit. Some guys actually go out in the real world and interact with women. So you understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. And then so what happens is you got dudes who think they're coaches, but they're not. You feel what I'm saying? That spew a whole bunch of bullshit. You see what I mean? So
I dig it, man. But that's what's up, man. I just wanted to get some clarity on that, man, because like I done had experiences where I push a girl, tell her what it is, and it's on and popping. And I've had the other way too, but I don't agree with not showing intent and playing that whole game just to try to get a girl to, fall under your spell.
Right, and also too, what you gotta understand is that you waste a lot of time doing that. You feel what I'm saying? You waste a lot of time doing that because again, understand, and this is what you gotta understand too about women, and this is what dudes who actually understand the game know. Women are very, very, very fucking fickle and all over the place. But the main thing you gotta understand about women is that women are very susceptible to game, meaning that if you are able to talk to a girl, interact with her, and basically get her mind, meaning that you tell her things and you introduce her to things and you say things that lead her to in a direction to where she's following you. You feel what I'm saying? So for example, you might be talking to a girl, and let's say, for example, you just having a conversation with her, at the bar or something like that, right? And then she may say to you, "Oh, I'm not the type of girl who would ever sleep with a guy on the first date," right? And then you may say certain things, right, that will end up having her sleeping with you that night because you've introduced her to a certain wavelength of thinking and directed her thought process somewhere, right? To the point where now she's thinking about fucking you. So she might be like, "Oh, I would never be the type of woman who would sleep with a guy on the first night." And you'd be like, "Well, really? So what type of woman is that?" Right? And then she'll be like, "Oh, well, a woman that doesn't respect herself." And I'm like, "Oh, really? What does it mean to respect yourself?" And it's like, "Oh, well, you got to, do the things that's not going to disrespect you." I'm like, "Well, what is respect?" And I would think that respecting yourself means to be honest with yourself. So if you honestly want to get with a guy, and this is who this guy is that you want to get with, then actually respecting yourself would be sleeping with him. Disrespecting yourself would be listening to society and telling you what you should do. And I'm sure you're a strong woman, right? She'd be like, "Of course I'm a strong woman." Well, yeah, strong women think for themselves. And if you're thinking for yourself and you actually want to have sex with a guy, right, and you like him, then to respect yourself would be to actually have sex with him. And now I'm saying this because this is shit that I've said before. You see what I'm saying? So you see what I mean? So now I'm guiding her thought process in that direction. Because understand, this is something that I said to a girl before, and we had sex that night. Understand, she wants to have sex with me. She just needs me to make it okay. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I was saying earlier that, when you're I talked about this before, when you're talking to women, what happens is that they want to be led, right? And they're also very fickle and all over the place because notice, this girl just said, "I'm not the type of woman who's going to sleep with someone I just met on the first date." But she ends up doing it. Why? Because she's fickle. You see what I'm saying? And so since I understand that, I'm able to create those situations so that me and her can actually enjoy ourselves, right? And enjoy each other based off of the game I'm spitting to her. You see what I'm saying? So when you're sitting there trying to pretend or act like you ain't interested and not trying to show intent and do all this other goofy shit, right? You're not leading her in any direction. Again, because you're doing things for her. You're not having her follow you. You're actually following her. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing that dudes don't understand. You see what I mean? And so a lot of guys, they don't really understand the game because they haven't been out there for real. You understand? They haven't been interacting with women for real. There's a lot of dudes on here who just look at message boards, who look at other coaches and steal their shit and say and act like they're the one that came up with the shit, but they're not really out there putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Which is why they put out a lot of bullshit advice that doesn't work. And, the followers don't know any better. You understand what I'm saying? And so they end up listening to that bullshit. You see what I mean? So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how that happens.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear that intent thing up. Because if I see a chick, if I'm at the gas station, I see a chick pumping gas and I think she fly, I'm going to go say something to her.
Exactly.
The dude was basically saying if you do something like that and you be like, "Hey, like you the baddest chick I done seen in like the last 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You say something like that, he's basically saying you putting the chick on a pedestal, and if you see yourself as a high value man, she no longer sees you like that because you're looking at her like she's wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that don't even make sense.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing. If you're at the gas station and you see a chick and you say to her, "Yo, you the baddest fucking chick I seen all day. What's good?" You understand? And again, this goes back to, I think I was talking about this on another show with like low self-esteem and all of this. How low is your self-esteem that you would think that letting a chick know you think she's bad and actually want to kick it to her and holler at her and make something happen? What would make you think that she is not gonna want to fuck with you? Like how low is your self-esteem? Because understand this, that girl who's pumping her gas, she probably already peeped you. She probably already saw you and was saying in her mind, I hope that guy fucking comes over and talks to me. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times a chick will check you out without it being blatant. You understand? Like I've had this happen a few times where there was chicks that I talked to in those same type of situations. Like I remember there was one chick that I was in a gift shop or some shit, right? I came in, I saw her. I was like, God damn, that chick is crazy. I was walking around a little bit, turned the corner again, saw her. I was like, God damn. So I rolled up on her. And the whole time, I didn't really even see her look at me once. I rolled up on her, was like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Where you from? Blah, 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 blah. Right? Yeah. Son, this chick told me, like, we was fucking around after that. I got her information. We hung out, whatever. She told me, she said, before you even walked in the store, I was checking you out when you was walking up to the store. You understand what I'm saying? But when I came in, she didn't look at me at all. You see what I mean? So now, if I'm taking the advice of, don't go up to no girl and tell her she hot because blah, 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 blah. You understand? And the girl already peeped me. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes, they come from the mindset of having low self-esteem. You understand? They think the only way to get a girl is to trick her into liking them. You see what I'm saying? That's what these dudes don't understand. See, guys, they get discouraged because they go up to a girl and that particular girl ain't trying to fuck with them. So then they say, damn, well, I shouldn't go and approach girls anymore because that one girl over there wasn't trying to talk to me. And then they hear a coach online talking about, well, you gotta fucking not tell these girls this and you can't tell these girls that because they're gonna think you thirsty and they're gonna think, they're gonna not see you as high value and blah, 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 blah. And this is the funny part. This is what you gotta understand. A lot of what makes a woman see you as high value, honestly, a lot of times is your behavior at the end of the day. Now, she will assume you're high value based off of how your appearance looks and all that other shit. She may assume that, right? But the behavior is the confirmation. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why you have a lot of guys who are quote unquote good looking, right? That will interact with a woman and she still won't want to fuck with him. She'll end up being like, I'm not really feeling this guy anymore. You understand? Because she realized that what she thought was high value isn't actually high value. And it's because his behavior displayed he wasn't. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of times when you're doing that shit where, I'm going to not show intent, and then let's say you might have some girl who has extremely low self-esteem who's gonna gravitate to you, then what's going to happen is that when the real you comes out, she's going to realize that you ain't high value anyway because you was already pretending from the jump. You see what I'm saying? The truth is always going to come out. Always. You understand? And what guys don't understand is there's a number of different things that could stop you from having sex from the time you meet a chick to the time you think you're going to have sex. You understand? So what I'm saying is you can meet a girl at a bar at 8 o'clock, right? And everything seemed cool and you trying all this shit and you think you're about to get some pussy that night and then you end up saying or do something that makes her change her mind like that. You see what I'm saying? And so this is why I tell guys that overall, you have to be on top of your game because what you need to understand is you need to understand how to feel out the situation, understand how to read her, to see where she's at, how she's feeling, because this is what guys don't understand. Every fucking moment, right? Everything you're doing, this you still have to do it over. This is what I mean. You meet a girl at a bar, you talk to her, and she's sort of feeling you, right? Everything is cool, right? Now, what happens is after you finish talking to her, you're just having a conversation, right? Just some regular shit. Then you move on to being a little bit more flirtatious and sexual, whatever. Now, she's feeling the flirtatious and the sexual stuff, and everything's cool, right? Now, what happens is that you need to go from that to actually pulling her out the club or the bar. Now, in between that time, between your flirting with her to try to pull her out the bar, you could say something or do something that may make her not want to leave the bar with you, right? Now, let's say you actually do get her out the bar and you're like, yo, let's go back to my place or we'll go back to your place. Now, you get her out the bar, then you are actually, you get into a cab or you go into your car or whatever. Now, you got her in a cab or in a car, you're on your way to the place. Now you got her inside your house. Guess what? You got to start over, right? Because at that point, she still may change her mind. And most guys know this. Most guys been in situations, you get a chick to the crib and she's still not trying to fuck. Why is this? Because at any moment, her mind will change, her mood can change, and you need to know what to do. You see what I'm saying? The best situations is when it all flows smoothly. But sometimes it doesn't flow smoothly. Because I've been in situations like that too where it doesn't flow smoothly. I've had situations, I met a chick at a bar, we making out, everything's cool. She's like, yo, let's go to my house. And, blah, 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 go to her house. We get to the house. She don't want to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all these different things that happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Man, it's funny out here, man. But I think it's fun.
Nah, I'm telling you, man. Dudes got to, and this is why I tell guys, actually go out and see what's really happening out here, because you're gonna learn a lot of shit. Because a lot of this stuff that I'm saying, some dudes is not gonna make sense to them until they actually go out. They're gonna be like, oh shit, this is what he's talking about. I see it now. You see what I'm saying? All the shit I'm talking about is stuff that I've done over and over and over again. See, and this is the funny part. I've dated, had sex, hooked up, whatever, with thousands of women. I've dated thousands of women, had sex with hundreds of girls, and different types of chicks. I'm talking about 19-year-olds all the way up to dude, I was dating a woman who was 67. You understand? A 67-year-old. Okay? She was cute. No, but shorty was 67. You understand? And so the reason why I do that is because I want the experience so that I know what's happening out here. What's happening with chicks at different ages, different stages in their life, from different backgrounds. You understand? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've dated chicks who were fucking 6 feet tall. I dated chicks who were 4'9". You feel what I'm saying? I've dated chicks who were Asian, white, black, Hispanic, all of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm doing all of this because I'm like, I want to get different perspective. I've dated chicks who are feminists. You understand what I'm saying? I've had sex with chicks who are lesbians. You understand what I'm saying? So there are chicks out there who are lesbians who will still fuck dudes. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the type of shit, because I go out in real life to see what's happening. You see what I mean? And so you have a lot of people out here who they don't know what's really happening. They're just regurgitating shit they've heard from other people. You feel what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You treat the game like a buffet.
Yeah, man. You gotta go out there and experience. And this is what I'm saying. Like, they say Locario over here dating grannies. Real talk. I'm out here dating the senior citizens out this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? But she was bad though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So she was 67, but her body was tight, and she looked like she was in her 40s. That was the crazy part. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, you gotta get out there and see what's really popping off in these streets. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man.
That's what's up. I'm gonna take that advice on my date tonight.
Yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, bro. Let me know how it turns out. All right.
All right, man.
All right, bro. I'm holler. Peace. Yeah, dude. I'm telling y'all, I be out here working, bro. Yeah, Y'all think it's a game. I'm out here working, bro. I'm telling you. Hold on, let me get this. Yo.
Yo.
Oh, shit. It's my nigga. What's poppin', Miles? What's going on?
Son, you never told me about the 67-year-old bitch.
Yeah, nigga. Hell yeah, nigga.
God damn, son.
What you thought? What you thought, nigga?
Did you wipe the rust off your dick when you was done?
Exactly.
Dog. Yo, this nigga needs some armor off for his dick. I mean, I don't mean to be talking about another nigga's dick. Pause, but 67?
Son,
God
she was
damn,
nigga. She was bad though, son. She was bad, bro.
But you know what? I applaud my man because niggas don't understand what you go through for them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm.
They do not understand the depth. Like nigga, y'all gotta understand. You guys are looking at the quagmire in real life.
That's what I'm saying, bruh.
Giggity.
Bruh, they don't understand. Dude, you remember the other day? Like, what was it? It was probably like a few months ago where I was depressed as hell. Let's get real.
Right.
Let's get real, okay? Nigga, I was depressed as a motherfucker. You know why I was depressed, guys? Because too much, bruh, it was a lot of female energy, son.
A lot of female.
There was a lot of female energy. I had to fall back a little bit.
Remember I was sending you inspirational texts and shit?
Exactly.
Trying to help you out.
That's what I'm saying. Because, dude, this what guys gotta understand. Like, bro, we be out here in the field really going in. You understand what I'm saying? So that dudes understand what's popping out here, man. Because this the goofy shit. Because dudes always telling me, they like, yo, Miss Locario, why don't you go out here and record all these women and yada 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 and all this other stuff and yo, I need to see receipts. And nigga, a dating coach can't show you receipts. You understand? I'm gonna say that again. A dating coach cannot show you receipts. Now let me explain. He could show you receipts, but you will never know if the receipts are real. You know what I'm saying? You will never know if the receipts are real. So a dating coach trying to show you receipts is irrelevant. And you understand what I'm saying? So you ever see?
But the receipts. But what they don't understand is that the receipts is in the game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Dudes is like, yo, well, show a picture, show a video of you having sex with a chick. Really, nigga?
First of all, that's pause, and niggas need to chill.
Exactly
on that.
right.
Listen though, you like when you talking to the other dude, and you was like, niggas is not really out here like that. They just regurgitating shit.
Right.
And the nigga was like, yo, and they be having thousands of followers and shit. And I'm like, see, the real shit is that, like, what's going on is you got a lot of niggas that love the training. Mm-hmm. But that's all they love. When it comes to wartime,
right,
they don't want to go out into the field.
Exactly.
They love fucking with these niggas that's giving niggas training tactics. Mm-hmm. We're not giving y'all training tactics. Mm-hmm. This is lifestyle shit.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
This is different. We're giving you shit that is real life. That's why niggas can't film a bitch, because a bitch will bring up lawsuits.
Exactly. Thank you.
Dumb shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Dumb shit.
Dudes don't understand that.
We can't film bitches because we doing real shit.
Exactly.
And people in real life is like, yo, I'ma fucking have to sue you for you putting my face on YouTube and shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what they don't get.
The receipts is in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The receipts is in the game, and we showing y'all niggas that you gotta go out into the field. Mm-hmm. You gotta fucking, you know what I'm saying? You gotta wear your bulletproof vest, but you gotta get hit with a couple bullets. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right, and
step on a couple of landmines and shit.
Right, and the funny part is, dudes who've been to my seminars, who chill with me after the seminars, and dudes that I've coached in person, they actually see in real life the receipts. You see what I'm saying? As far as that goes, you see what I'm saying? And so this is what I want to say about that whole thing is because I want you guys to actually be critical thinkers in this game. You understand? You have to be critical thinkers. I see a lot of dudes online who are not critical thinkers. And so even one time I had my my homegirl Viola on the video, and I made a joke. This is a joke. And notice, and even on that same stream, I said to the people, I said, listen, you can't take anything that you're seeing, any girl that you're seeing with me or anybody else, as face value. I said this on the same stream. Then I made a joke when Viola showed up, and I said, oh, here comes my girl. Do you know dudes actually believed that was my girl? You feel what I'm saying? Just because I said it? You see what I mean? But you got to think critically. I literally just told you, don't believe everything you're seeing. And I made a joke and said, this is my girl, and dudes took it serious. And see, when you don't critically think, that's why your game when it comes to women is not really popping off. You see what I'm saying? It's directly correlated to that. You have to understand, there's a lot of guys in the game that are slow. And because they're slow, you know, they gravitate to a lot of slow shit. And this is why they don't actually get results. Because if I'm literally telling you something in the video, like for example, and I see this all the time, there'll be some guys, like I could make a video titled, How to Pick Up Girls at the Mall, right? I guarantee you there's going to be somebody in the fucking comments say, Miss Locario, you didn't mention how to pick up girls at the mall. I'm like, bro, that's the name of the fucking video. That's the whole video. What are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and it's like dudes don't see it. They don't get it. I'm just like, that's what's affecting your game, because you're looking at the wrong shit. You see what I'm saying? You're looking at, oh, what is this guy doing here? And this is the funny part. See, women, and this is part of the game. This is why you don't see me posting up a whole bunch of ass shots and goofy shit on Instagram and all that other stuff, right? Like I might take a picture with a girl here and there just because on some regular shit, but I'm not gonna be throwing up shots of me getting my dick sucked and all that, because when you're dating women, right? Women generally like to be discreet. You understand? So if they see that you're not a discreet motherfucker, right? They're not going to want to fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? Therefore, what happens is you might be getting with, and I said this earlier, I had a girl who went on my Instagram who was about to come meet me, who didn't want to meet me because she see me with pictures of a whole bunch of chicks. And that's just regular pictures. That is not even no sexy type of pictures, just regular pictures. So imagine I'm sitting there throwing up me with ass shots and all this other stuff, and I'm doing this to impress y'all, and because I'm trying to impress y'all, I'm not getting no pussy now because these chicks don't want to be on the big screen. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm fucked, because this is what guys gotta understand. You know when they say, remember that the Hair Club for Men? Remember the Hair Club for Men commercials where they say, I'm not only the president, I'm also a client? You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm not only a coach, I'm still in the game, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm still out here doing it with y'all. Y'all might see me at the club fucking around with y'all right now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not. You see what I mean? And so I can't.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what niggas need to understand. They really have to know how valuable the game is coming from you, because you're giving it to them in real time, in real life.
Right.
Like this. What's going on in the street right now? Like this is what's really happening. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is what's really happening, and I'm doing it exactly being who the fuck I am. Because here's what it is. Here's what niggas don't really get. Yeah, you can fake shit, you can lie and whatever, and get pussy. But we're letting you know that you can get pussy being yourself too.
Right.
So why not just be yourself?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Look. No matter what because you just explained how fickle bitches are, right?
Right.
So no matter what you do with a bitch, it could either go this way or it could either go that way.
Right.
So since it could go either fucking way at any given time, why not be your fucking self in the first place?
Exactly.
And move with respect. Move. Make your life, mean something. Make your purpose mean something. Move with respect. Respect yourself and do what you gotta do for you, not for these hoes.
Right.
Cause these niggas. Like these dudes, how you gonna if a girl like me, if I was, dating this and doing that, and how I'm gonna tell her the truth? She's not gonna want to hear that shit. Fuck what the fuck she want to hear.
Exactly, right.
I don't fuck what she's trying to hear. But don't ask me no questions there, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
please you for? Yo, rest in peace to the brother. Damn, what the fuck his name was? That old dude.
Which one? From where?
Player Supreme.
Oh yeah, Player Supreme. Shout out to Player Supreme. Real talk.
Rest in peace to Player Supreme. That's the OG, and he gave a lot of good games. But that's one of the things that we fundamentally disagreed on. Where the nigga was like, yo, you can't say this to a chick, you can't say that to a chick. My nigga, I can't tell you how many times I've said what I said exactly how I wanted to say it. And those have been the most effective and successful situations with me and bitches. And me and people in general. You understand?
Right.
I mean, I even said this shit before. Remember when we first met that model chick, she was standing at the bus stop? And I was like, yo, you pretty as shit. And the Uber driver was like, hey, bro, I don't know if you should have said that.
Right.
And I was like, yo, well, that's how she made me feel when I saw her face. Like, she's pretty as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Remember. Hold on. Remember when you ran up on Drake's baby mama?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
You wouldn't even got that fucking photo shoot.
Exactly. Like
I was like, yo, you sexy as fuck. What's going on with you? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So Miles hollered at Rosie Devine, aka Sophie Brazil, aka Drake's baby mama, right? And he rolled up on her and got us the photo shoot and the DVD video with her, just rolling up on her. You feel what I'm saying?
I got that being me, doing what the fuck I wanted to do.
Exactly.
Excuse me, I don't want to upset you or bother you, but no, bitch.
Right.
You find it, yo, I'm trying to do this photo shoot. What's good? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's it.
These cats got that shit all wrong, but the real reason why I called, right, is because I wanna let niggas know that the next Bad Boy show, we'll be talking about this Lifetime docu-series about R. Kelly.
Real talk.
Right? You wanna talk about thinking critically? If you watch any piece of this shit, they're literally explaining that R. Kelly did regular shit that a man should do, and they're fucking turning it into some sinister, evil shit. Like literally, the girl looked in the camera and said, "I was instructed to call him daddy during sex."
And it's like, so?
And I'm like, so?
Yo, there's a girl on my Instagram right now who calls me Daddy Locario. You understand what I'm saying?
And you didn't even tell her to do
And I didn't even tell her to do this. This is a random girl who found my page, who watches my videos. She hits me up talking about, hey, Daddy Locario. Daddy, you understand what I'm saying?
You feel me?
So,
look, and another thing about thinking critically, right? When they looked at the fucking the marriage certificate for R. Kelly and Aaliyah, it said that R. Kelly was, I think, 27 to 28, and Aaliyah was 18.
Right.
Now, listen. Now, remember, we're thinking critically now, right? When her music first came out, they marketed her as a 15-year-old.
Right.
Listen to what I said. They marketed her as a 15-year-old.
So
if you go down to the fucking courthouse, don't you have to present valid ID? So when you get married and sign your marriage license, don't they verify all that shit with your social security number and everything?
Right. So basically you're saying that she was already 18.
But listen, the bitch was 15 for 3 years. Why? Again, because the record company was marketing her as a 15-year-old because she had a very mature voice and she was singing about mature shit. But it was more effective for everybody to believe she was so young because you're gonna ask yourself, wow, how is she so profound and so mature at such a young age?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
shit.
All of this, and we don't get into it much more deeper because we gonna get into what they're really trying to do with the image of what how a man should be in society, all that type of thing. You understand what I'm saying? But you know me, man.
We about to go in this, and this is why
y'all niggas better get on the Bad Boy Show.
Right. This is why you guys gotta go to Patreon.
What
Go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario. I'm leaving that in the chat. Patreon.com/Mr. Locario, and make sure you get on the Bad Boy Show. Get on the Patreon so you can hear that, because we about to go in this Sunday. You feel what I'm saying?
So we gonna go in on that shit, because these fucking people think they fucking smart, and a lot of motherfuckers is gonna fall for the bullshit, man.
Right.
That's the part that's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how a lot of these bitch ass niggas is falling for these fake ass coaches out here. You understand?
Right. Real talk.
So yeah, man. So yo, happy Friday. You know, let's go get it in 2019. You feel me?
Real talk.
You know, have a good rest of the show, man. I'm out of let you.
All right, bro. Mahalo. Yeah, man. Make sure you guys check out that Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario to join. Also, make sure you guys join the Confidence Show Patreon. It's patreon.com/The Confidence Show. So make sure you guys are on that too. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's some real shit right there. Me to patreon.com/The Confidence Show. Boom. Yeah, man. Let me see who else is calling. Hold on. Let me get these joints. Yo,
Mr.
poppin'?
Locario, it's Michael again.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, all good. I took your and funnily enough, I matched with a girl on Tinder the next day. You told me to show some interest in her. I got the same reaction of her being insecure. I just told her, look, I'm really into you. Like, I like your body and all of that. And like a few hours later, I went back to her and smashed.
Oh, crazy! So you saying there was a chick you was hollering at, and you was showing that interest, and then you smashed?
Yeah. Basically, and prior to that, because I'm usually laid back, that's how I've always been. But I got better looking, quote unquote, and girls were like very intimidated.
Nice. See, and this guys, this is not Nez. Yeah, I thought it was Nez. This is not Nez. It's somebody else. Wait, what's your name? Say your name again.
My name's Michael. I'm from London.
Michael from London. So this is also another guy from London named Michael. So what happened was, last time he called in, and he was saying he was having trouble because a lot of girls would be intimidated by his looks, so he wasn't really getting the smash or whatever. And what I was saying to him was, because certain women would be intimidated by him, he has to be a little bit more upfront about his interest and his intentions, and actually validate. You know, I know validation is a fucking curse word nowadays, but you have to let them know, hey, I'm really trying to fuck with you. And then so he was saying that he was able to hit it with this girl. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is basically what I was saying to you guys, is that when a chick sees you as that high value dude, sometimes they will get intimidated too. You understand? And so you gotta basically almost lay it on thick sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? So that they believe that you actually want them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, and it is also very funny because, you know what Mars was saying earlier about he just does what the hell he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, I just went from the gym. Like, I just finished the gym and I met up with her. Like, I just couldn't be bothered. And I said, you know what, whatever happens, happens.
Right.
And she was just digging it the whole time. We got very close. We were kissing. Like, this is the funniest bit. She even told me that my breath is strong. But I was just like, look, like, I could go deal with it or we could carry on. And she, funnily enough, carried on. She kept telling me that my breath was strong, but it didn't stop her from kissing me and it didn't stop her from fucking me. So
right.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's good to hear. That's what I'm saying. Like, and you know, and because you know, and because you're aware that there's a lot of girls who may you know, be intimidated by you in certain situations, you know how to strategically maneuver to get things going with the girl. You understand? And that's being self-aware about your situation, and it's also because you're actually going out to meet women. This is why I tell guys, you got to go out to meet women, because you have to see what's actually happening with you. You understand? Because it's like, we can teach all these things, but you got to go out for yourself to see where you need work, what you need to tighten up on, what you can, you know, do differently. You feel what I'm saying? All that stuff. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. Like,
I'm also surprised that people ask you for receipts, to be honest.
Right.
like, because we do have dating coaches in England that are famous on YouTube and stuff. I've went out with a couple that are famous on YouTube, and they weren't very good, to be honest. Like, you could tell they were confident in that, but when it came to closing and women, they were like really shit.
Right, and that's the thing. You got to see people in person, in real life, because anything could be fabricated. I could go right now, meet some chicks, fucking, hire them, get them to sign some shit, and pretend I'm picking them up. It's just, that's the type of shit that happens, man. Yo, I think your phone cut off. You back?
Yeah, my phone cut off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I was saying that's the thing. A lot of dudes. They get so because I like watching videos of like the pickup artists going and hollering at girls and doing all that. I think that's entertaining. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that you can't take that all the time at face value because it's on camera and you don't know what happened before the camera. You don't know who these girls are. You don't know what. Just like I said, I had a girl on the video and I just joked and was like, yeah, that's my girl right here. And they was like, word, blah, blah, blah. And they ran with it. And I'm like, nah, that's not, I'm joking. That's not my girl. You know what I mean? Or that actually could be my girl and I could be lying. Who knows? You never know. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. You never fucking know. And so that's why dudes got to just understand the game aspect of it and actually use that to your advantage to make it work for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what dudes gotta understand. You feel what I mean?
Yeah, because in terms of going out and meeting women, I was taught by two Russian men, and like they were stereotypically like very serious. They were very entitled to beautiful women. Their attitude was, look, I'm a man and I deserve a beautiful woman. That is it.
Right.
And,
exactly.
Yeah.
Real talk.
And they were so good and literally changed my life. And they're nowhere to be found on the internet.
See?
In terms of videos and nothing.
Right, exactly. So it's like it's not all about, because again, understand this is what guys gotta understand. A lot of let's say the pickup artists, like let's say people like RSD. What RSD does is really good marketing. Like that's really good marketing to show dudes them on camera talking to girls, because that's what a lot of guys feel they need to see to believe it. Because understand, the fact of them showing you a girl on camera is because you're so low level. And I'm not saying this to be disparaging or whatever to guys. I'm just saying that certain guys are such on a low level that they can't even fathom or believe that you can actually walk up to a girl and get her. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they just can't believe it. It's like, I gotta see this on screen. I gotta see you with a girl. I gotta see you taking a picture with a girl to believe that it's actually possible to get women. I just don't believe it. You see? It's crazy.
That totally makes sense. Yeah, as in, like, I don't know. And also, like, a friend of mine, well, not a friend of mine, a girl I used to date, she let me know that she was approached by a dating coach and asked to be on camera and was asked to act, which is another thing. So, like, for other viewers.
Yeah, I believe it. And this is the thing. I believe it because that dating coach, whoever that is, they know and understand that if you tape the girl without her knowing and you put it up on video and all that, chicks could sue you. And see, you don't, being sued, you understand what I'm saying? For that type of shit, you don't want to have to lose a whole bunch of money for that type of bullshit. So what they'll do is that they'll have the girl sign something or say so that when they put it out, it's already known, so that they don't get any, like emails or letters from lawyers trying to. It's just a big ass headache, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't do it, because I'm like, I'm not trying to get sued by motherfuckers talking about, oh, you did this, and I'm like, nope, it ain't happening. So anytime when I'm even on a camera with a girl talking to the camera or whatever, I let them know, hey, look, this is on my shit. You're being filmed. This is not, this is not behind your back. You know what the fuck's going on, and that's that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I think that's why I forgot his name, but a Black American dating coach. He was pretty famous, and he got run out of YouTube.
Oh, I think you're talking about Justin Wayne.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I remember. I was like, I seen some stuff, and I'm just like, that's what happens, man. That's what happens when you doing all that extra goofy shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, dudes don't understand, man. It's like this is what people don't understand is that this is a business. You understand what I'm saying? So all that stuff you see where dudes is on the cameras and all of that, most of them are dealing with actresses. Most of them are dealing with women who know they're being filmed. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Most of them are doing this stuff. And the reason why they know this is because you don't want to get into a situation where you could get sued or you could get, you know, some other shit popping off. And it's just like, so that's why I tell guys, yeah, watch those things. It's entertaining and you know, it's good to see, but understand that a lot of it is most likely fabricated because it's being shown to the public. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're definitely right. As in, back when I admittedly didn't value myself, I used to love those videos. Like,
right.
I would watch every day religiously. Like, now, I can't stand to watch those videos. They make me sick. Like, they're fake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot. See, and that's the thing. Like, because look, actually picking up chicks a lot of times is really boring to watch in a lot of situations. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not that exciting. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times on video, they'll make it look more exciting than it needs to be because they're trying to also entertain you. You see what I'm saying? But the average guy talking to a girl at a bar trying to holler at her, it's not that exciting. Like I remember even I think it was Todd Valentine one time. Shout out to Todd Valentine. I like his stuff. He did a video where I think he talked about that, where he had a video where he was talking to this girl and he was like, yo, it's just kind of boring. It's kind of regular. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing like, you know, sparks. We're just having a conversation. And that's usually how it is. It's not anything too insane. You know what I mean? And so dudes, they have this fantasy. Right.
Yeah, it's funny because the team called Todd Valentine the boring one.
Right.
He's got the most boring videos, but I would say Todd Valentine is like the most realistic.
Right,
like,
right, exactly. Right.
The most. And the others entertainment.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And so this is what I'm saying. Guys who really understand the game understand what's really going on. And this is why I was talking about thinking critically. Because you want to think, because I remember one time, and this is when I knew most of it was bullshit. I remember one time, I can't remember who the guy was. I saw this video of some dude going up to a girl, approaching her. They were talking, then they walked to like this hotel, and then he like filmed him like taking off her I guess her shirt or whatever. And I'm like, wait a second. So you trying to tell me through this whole interaction, this girl did not see a person there following them with the camera, and they were up close the whole time. It was like an up close shot the whole time.
Oh.
And I'm like, so nobody thought to say, who the fuck is this guy? She didn't look at this guy once. Walking with them with the, like, come on, dog. Like, I mean, how stupid are we supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you put the film on live on the internet for everyone to see, and that girl who you're supposedly fucking with is okay with that? Get the fuck out of here. Like that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not real life. You see what I'm saying? That's not real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
But it really does play the fantasy of low life. Well, not. I don't mean to sound mean, but like the person of low value it's like it plays to the fantasy.
Right, and exactly. That's all it is. Remember, people understand it's just all marketing, and this is why dudes have to think critically, man. They got to think critically because when you start brushing up in your critical thinking skills, that helps you deal with women because women are going to be extremely complex, and when you think critically, you start to train your brain to be aware of certain things. You start to train yourself to understand certain things. And so your game gets tighter because you know how to think critically. So you're not always just thinking very like simple. It's not, everything isn't just this 1-2 thing. It's like, okay, I'm seeing certain things that I didn't really, pick up on before, but I'm picking up on it now because I've started thinking critically about the situations that I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like why I started to enjoy like your streams and Alan Roger Curry's long videos because before when I wasn't good at it,
right,
I would just go to the quick fix videos that are like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Right, and it's funny because I've had people. Shout out to my dude Alan Roger Curry because there's people who was like, I remember I was watching his videos and he was saying people were like, "Oh, his videos are too long and blah blah blah." And what people got to understand is it's a sign of intelligence if you can focus on something for a long period of time. If you can't focus on something for a long period of time and you always need shit to be little short things, then that's really, you know, an indicator of your intelligence. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I admit I was one of the people.
Right, you know what I'm saying? That's why with Instagram and all of that, they made sure that because they're going to a broad audience, they're like, oh, we're just going to do 1 minute videos on Instagram. You understand? Because people's attention span and they just can't focus on anything. And then, like, again, that impacts your game when you're interacting with women, because the more focused you are on what's actually happening in the situation, the better you're going to be better you're going to be able to pull a chick, be able to get a chick attracted to you. You feel what I'm saying? All of that shit.
Yeah, it's also like ties into what you're saying about the critical thinking, because with the short videos, I could criticize them very easily. Mm-hmm. Whereas when I watch your videos and Roger Curry's videos, you always talk about both sides, and that's what's
right. Exactly.
Like kept me listening.
Exactly, because it's like there's more depth when you're speaking with depth. There's because and some guys will probably notice I do this too, and I'm trying not to do this, but it's hard. It's like because I'll start a thought, and then another thought will pop in my head, and I'll go on that thought. And the reason why that happens is because there's a lot of depth to what's being said. You see what I'm saying?
Like game ain't easy, man.
Right. Because even with the whole looks thing, I could be like, I could say, well, looks don't matter, but then I could say, but on the other hand, it could matter in this situation if the girl thinks you look good. But then on top of that, even though she thinks you look good, if your game is whack, she may be unattracted to you. But then because chicks are fickle, then she might end up switching it around and actually want to fuck with you. But then when you get to her place, because her mood, you see what I mean? There's so many fucking things that could go down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
it's literally never ending. Like,
right.
To be fair, like last year, I thought I was really good. Mm-hmm. And then like a year later, I'm still watching your videos. So like I'm not as good as I thought I was. So
right, and that's the thing. Look, like even myself, like I watch other coaches. You understand what I'm saying? Who are the ones that are actually saying some good shit. Like I watch other, like my dude Alan Roger Curry. I watch his videos. Ron Will, Steve Dedeen, my dude Eddie Fuse. I watch Dan Bacon. I watch RSD stuff. I watch Corey Wayne. So there's all these other people that I still watch all the time to brush up on my shit, to see, okay, yeah, I'm feeling what they're saying. I see what they're talking about. Oh, this is cool. Like they're talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And so it's everyone's learning. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You got to keep learning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right. One question. This girl who I got with yesterday, she's already very attached, but I just want to keep it casual. And I want to say it without being way too blunt.
Yeah, well, basically is this. See her once a week. You feel what I'm saying? Or no longer, no more than that. Like, so that see her once a week or once every 2 weeks, something like that. And and then just hook up with her. And if she's like, because if she starts talking about or saying, hey, I want more, I like you, and I want this to happen, and what that's happened, be like, hey, listen, right now, I like you too, but right now I just want to keep it casual, and then let's see, we could see what can happen later. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't have to bring too much attention to it. It's just more so with your actions. So let's say is she texting you all the time, or she calling you all the time? Like, what's she trying to do?
Yeah, she's trying to text me and call me, but I just ignore it. I not ignore it completely. I just answer way later.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can, like, so if she's texting you, all you need to do is say, hit her up and say, yo, or respond to her, be like, hey, what's up? I'm doing good, but listen, what are you up to this day or next Friday? And then she'll be like, oh, I'm free. And then you'll be like, all right, cool, let's meet up next Friday. And then if she's calling you during the week or whatever, you could ignore it, or what you can do is, what I find is better, is that you can respond to her, but always bring it back to y'all meeting up on Friday. So let's say, for example, you said the date on Friday, and then she texts you on, Tuesday. She's like, "Oh, how's your morning going?" Be like, "Oh, it's going really good." And then she'll be like, "Oh, cool," and blah blah blah. And you say, "Well, listen, I gotta run, but I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday." And that's it. And you just cut the thing off. You feel what I'm saying? Like, hey, I gotta do some shit, and that's it. You feel what I mean?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Right. So that's all you got to do. It's just more so with your actions, and because your actions is going to tell her what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because you don't necessarily have to bring it up, because if you bring it up, then it's like you're bringing it up and making it more of an issue. All you got to do is just with your actions create the situation that tells her this is just a fuck buddy situation, because she'll get it. But if she does speak on it, then that's when you can bring it up. But you don't want to bring it up first, because then you're bringing up the situation like that. And then you're making it a reality by bringing it up. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. I appreciate the call, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, thanks a lot.
Later. Yeah, man. So what's good, people? What is good in the chat room? So we got like 15 minutes left. And then I got to get the hell out of here, man. I gotta run and do some shit. Alright. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Locario?
What's poppin'? Who's this?
It's Dr. Cuddles.
Dr. Cuddles, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Chilling.
Hey, I have a question. What would you say to guys, for instance, who have done, like, let's say they've done over like 1,000 approaches, and they've gotten nowhere. Not obviously, I'm not saying I did that, but I'm just saying, like, in general, the guys who, because I've seen some videos I was watching, there were some guys who, like, saying how, like, pickup art doesn't really work. It's really like a scam and stuff. And I was just watching a video about a guy talk about his experience, how he would always get rejected, like, no matter what he did, or how he changed his approach.
Well, that's the thing. If they're continuously getting rejected or getting rejection after rejection, they're doing something wrong. But also too, most of them are lying. You understand?
That's what you think it is?
Yeah, most of them are lying, because this is what it is. There's a thing called, what is it called? The law of averages?
The ones I was watching, they said, like, they studied the game in and out, and, like, they would have, like, different, like approach styles and stuff like that. And they said they were just honestly getting nowhere, and they think that, and as a whole, like, pickup art is kind of a scam.
Yeah, they're lying. That's what I'm saying. Those guys, if they were by the law of averages, they should have got something just off of that. You understand what I'm saying? So with the law, So have you heard of that? Like I think it's called the law of averages.
Actually, no, I haven't heard of that.
Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing, so I don't, But basically, law of averages. Hold on. So basically, what the law of averages says, it says the principle that supports most future events likely to balance any past deviation from the presumed average. So basically, what it's saying is that if I go and knock on, if I'm selling books or some shit, right, and I go and knock on 100 doors, right, by the law of averages, I'll probably get at least 2 people that's gonna buy my books, right? So what happens is, just off the law of averages, if a guy was approaching 1,000 women and actually approached 1,000 women, it's probably damn near impossible, unless this dude was smelling like shit and he had, like, no eyes in the nose or some crazy shit like that. Unless that was the situation, then you understand it's bullshit. You know what I mean? So if the guy's saying,
I will say that the guys who were talking about this, one of them was, like, overweight. The other one was, like, he was saying because he's Indian, like, that's why he was having such a hard time. And There is now. This is just from online data, and this isn't like from actual like in-person experiences. There are stats to show.
So he's wait, hold on. So wait, hold on. So they said that was just from online dating.
No. This guy who was talking, he said he actually went out and approached like hundreds and hundreds of women. He would get rejected every time. This guy was Indian. He said that it was because he was Indian, and then I'm just saying that there's actual stats to show that in like online dating that most women won't reply to guys who are like either Middle Eastern or that aren't white.
Well, see those guys who were talking about the Indian guy or the overweight guy who said they approached hundreds and hundreds of women and none of them hollered at them. They are lying. You understand what I'm saying? Those guys are liars. Because there's plenty of Indian dudes who pick up chicks. So it's not because he's Indian as to why he's not getting the chicks. You see what I'm saying? First of all, they're lying anyway. But if they're just, let's say if they're, for sake of argument, they're just having trouble approaching girls, it's because they're doing something wrong. If he's, because I'm sure they could have approached maybe 30 girls and then they exaggerate it and say, oh, it was hundreds. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they approached hundreds, they would have hit. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Meaning they would have gotten a girl who would have wanted to fuck with them. You see what I'm saying? So that's.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's impossible for them. Like my situation is different from them, but there's been. I mean, you've probably seen it now. There's just a huge rise in like guys.
And on top of that, hold on. Wait. So and let me point this out. Didn't you just say? And correct me if I'm wrong. You said that those guys said they were doing everything right.
That's what they said. They said they would even like put on like decent attire and stuff. But this is what I'm saying. This is what you missed. They said they were doing everything right? But they said that because the guy said because he's Indian that he wasn't getting the chicks. Well, no, he said that, and because he's 5. Let me say he was like 5'6" or 7, something like that.
So he said because he's 5'6" or 7, and because he's Indian, or the other guy saying because he's overweight, right? They're saying that's why they weren't getting it going.
Well, I actually have this is just like an online dating example I had with I
want to stay on these guys. I want to stay on these guys first before you go to that point. I want to say they saying that because of that, that's why it wasn't working.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Right. So therefore, hold on. Therefore, they were not doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they weren't doing
also,
right,
though, that their friends who were doing it with them were better looking than them, and they were actually getting results, and they learned the same game tactics.
No, and that's what I'm saying. They weren't doing what they were supposed to do right, because if they were doing what they were doing right, they would have never uttered out their mouths that I'm not getting girls because I'm Indian or overweight or this and that. You understand? They have the wrong mindset. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're having most of the trouble. So if they were doing everything right, they would have had the right mindset. So already they're off to a wrong start, and this is partly why they're not getting shit popping. You see what I'm saying? So first of all,
understand that.
So first of all, I don't even believe they approached thousands of women, and I believe that the most they probably did was approach a few women, maybe 20 or 30, even 40, and then was like, look, nothing's happening, and that was it. You see what I'm saying?
So I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. So when you started seeing results, what approach number were you at?
What do you mean as far as what? What do you mean?
When you actually started going out and approaching, around what number did you start seeing good results?
You mean the number of girl, like if I approach the 6th girl or the 7th girl?
Yeah.
It all depends. And I've actually tested this out sometimes, because For example, there's times where I would go out to a bar, and the first girl I approach, I'd go home with her. Then there's times I'll go to a bar or a club or throughout the night, I'll probably approach like 40 girls before one even really you know what I'm saying, is cooperating.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Do
Then
you think most of that? You think most of that is attributed to your game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's your game, right? Basically, it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
You're the better you are at game, right? The easier it is going to be for you to pull chicks, right? But what happens is, no matter how good you are, every guy's gonna have a bad night. You understand what I'm saying? So there's guys
I agree with that.
Right, so there's guys who are advanced where they'll go out and shit's just not gonna flow that night. You understand? But that'll be like one night out of many. That'll be one night, and then the other nights everything is cool. But the thing is, if you're having continuous bad night after bad night after bad night, that means your game is weak. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. And so those guys you were talking about, the reason why they're not getting the chicks is because their game is weak, not because the pickup artist shit is a scam. That's like saying, again, I use this example again. If somebody's going to the gym all the time and they're not losing weight, does that mean that the gym is a scam?
No.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you could use that example, but it's kind of hard to compare those things, because if you go to the gym, you can get, like, I was skinny before I put on like all the muscle I have now. So there's actual proof that, okay, if you go to the gym, this is sure to work if you can get the right diet, right exercises going.
Right, and there's actual proof that guys who study the game get women. So then what is, it's the same
the
shit.
The thing about that is, though, see, I'm not confused about, because you said game is strategy and stuff.
Right.
But what I'm seeing is, like, I think in order for game to work, there has to be something about you that's already attractive. You know what I mean? To actually make someone want to talk to you, to even use game in the first place. And that's part of the game. You become that attractive guy. So what do you mean by attractive, though? See, that's not what you're saying. That's not what you're explaining. See, you're thinking. I think what you're thinking is, when you say attractive, that means a girl has to think you're pretty or some shit. It could be anything, like your looks, your social proof. Like, do a lot of people know you? Are you good at certain things? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So when we talk about game, you can become attractive as a man. This is what I'm trying to say. Because what makes you attractive to women is your physical and your behavior. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So,
well, if that is the case, then wouldn't you say that it is possible that those guys who said they studied the game in and out are struggling, maybe due because, like, they're just really lacking in, like, the looks part? But I would say from what you said, they're lacking in the mindset part.
You see what I'm saying? Because their mindset is telling them, because they don't look a certain way, then that's why they're not getting girls. Because there's probably guys out there that were in that same club or whatever, who were not even as good looking as them, getting women because their mindset was different. You understand? Just like you ever heard of David X?
David X, no.
Look up David X. David X is a guy who teaches about how to attract women and all this other stuff, and he teaches a lot of direct game. David X is a fat old dude. You understand what I'm saying?
I know. Okay, no, actually, no. I don't believe that looks solely matter, because I was actually at the gym yesterday. I saw a guy who was short and fat and overweight. He was with some 9 out of 10 Asian woman in there. I was looking at her the whole time when I was working out, and I saw him actually kiss her. I was like, "Whoa, she's with this guy."
That's what I'm saying.
But,
so there goes.
I don't know. I don't know what else. Like, what other circumstances are involved. Like, is this guy like, you know, is he kind of like famous or something?
But see that, but why does he have to be famous? Why can't he just be some guy that works at fucking Dwayne Reed or some shit?
It could be anything. I don't know. It's just something about him that obviously that she sees in him. So, you know, who am I to judge him for that? But I'm just seeing that, it's obviously not his looks.
But this is what I'm saying, though.
I feel like compared to this guy, I might as well be a model. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. So my thing is that when you see guys like him getting it, you feel what I'm saying? Again, it's a mindset thing. It's because what most dudes should see when they see that, they should say, "Oh, cool." Because that guy got her, I can't complain about looks anymore. Because I look better than that guy. So if it's, so I should be able to, go out here and get whoever. If this guy can get this hot girl.
Yeah, there's so many things to take into consideration that you can't just say that, any guy who looks like him could get a 9 out of 10 woman.
No, but he got her though, right?
He did, but
so
that doesn't mean that every guy who looks like him is going to be able to do it.
So, but since he got her, hold on, wait.
Really
so since he got her, doesn't that mean that it's actually possible?
It's not impossible, but based on chances and based on options, that's not likely to happen, is what I'm trying to say.
I know, but you saw it, though. That's what I'm saying. The point is, when you see something that actually happens, right, then it's possible for it to happen again. And again, and again, and again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it is. I'm saying, but it's a very low chance.
But why do you think it's a low chance, though? Why do you think? So you're trying to tell me?
Here's the thing: if it happens so much, why would I see that and be like, "Oh, wow, she's with him"? So
because you know why?
Because you never really see that.
Because this is why. Because the reason why you're amazed by it is because in your mind, all you're looking for is the good-looking guy with the hot girl. You understand what I'm saying?
That's usually what I see.
Because that's what you're thinking about all the time. That's what I'm saying. That's how the mind works. When you're focusing on a certain thing, that's what you're going to see all the time. You see what I'm saying? That's literally how the mind works. Everything that you want, everything exists. Meaning everything that's happening is happening now, right now. What's going on? What you focus on is what's on your mind and what you believe and the things that you're spending time thinking about. So you could be in a room where there's 10 couples and more than half of those couples are average looking guys, but there's going to be 2 guys in there that's a really good looking dudes. You're going to focus on those 2 and you're going to miss all those other guys. You see what I'm saying? Because you're focusing on that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no. Most average guys can get women. Like it's not that. I'm not saying like the average guys can't, but like the guys who are like the 2s and the 3s, they're the ones who are like really gonna struggle. And then obviously the guys who are like the 8s and the 9s and like the top 10. I wouldn't even say that they say it's the 80-20.
But my question to you is, do you see yourself as a 2 or a 3?
Oh, no, I'm way above that.
So why do you care about what's happening with the 2s and the 3s?
Because I'm just saying, like, that, I'm basically making the argument that in order for game to work, you need to pass the looks test first.
You have to pass the looks test first? What's the looks test?
So, within 5 seconds, if a woman looks at you, she'll be like, yes or no, pretty much.
Really? So if a woman has to look at you, and within 5 seconds, if she doesn't think you're physically attractive, it's over? Is that what you're saying?
No, if you don't meet her requirement, like her standards, pretty much.
I know, but what I'm saying is, so if you don't meet her standards as far as looks, meaning that you're not physically her type, it's over. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that a guy who doesn't meet her physical standards can't approach her and have a conversation with her?
You can have a conversation. You could even be friends with her, but if she doesn't see him in a sexual way, nothing's happening.
But so you're saying women only see you in a sexual way if she thinks you look good.
Well, actually, I will agree with that because I'll say that there are even Asian models, for instance, who look good, but because they don't meet the height requirement and they might lack masculine features, which a lot of them do, most women, especially in the West, would reject them because they're not at least 6 feet or around their requirement.
So basically, you're saying that
unless they have something else outstanding that would exceed their requirement, like in money, or they're really like famous on like Instagram, or they're doing something big.
So wait, so what you're saying is that these people who we call females, I'm gonna call these human beings that we call females, who we know are extremely illogical in a lot of cases, who go based off of their feelings, who are very wishy-washy, who are fickle, right? You're telling me that these human beings over here who have those traits, all of a sudden, when it comes to them being attracted to this other human, which is called a male, that they turn off all of that illogical, emotional stuff and get very logical and say the only reason why they're dealing with this male human is because he physically looks good. So she made the logical decision and said, well, he looks good, he doesn't look good. So because he looks better than him, I'm gonna do that guy instead of this guy. Is that what you're saying?
What a lot of people don't understand is that, and when they listen to this, they think that women aren't as what's the word? Should I say spatial, or like basically they don't think in the same way as men, but actually when it comes to like looks, there's studies that show that they do, and they're just as they value looks actually just as much as men, even though they say they don't. When they actually pick pick mates.
So why would that woman who's the hot Asian woman get with that regular looking dude? When she's obviously
I wouldn't even say he was he was definitely below average.
Okay, so why would she get with that below average guy when logically she's supposed to be getting with a hotter guy? Why? What's wrong with her?
Well, the thing is, I don't know their story, so I can't say that he's not.
But this is what I'm saying. But from what you're saying though, is that it's the looks thing is the most important. So if it was all about looks, then him approaching her, she would have never even talked to him.
No. The thing is, I don't think that's the only thing. I think it's a very big part. But if you have something that overshadows that, then that can be more important, actually.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. You just said what I'm saying. So why are we even bothering talk? Because you just said that if you have something else that could overshadow that, but then on the flip side you're saying, well, you got to look good first, or else nothing's gonna happen. Which one is it?
Well, no, because what I'm saying is that there's guys who don't have like anything, and if you say like if they just use game, then they can succeed. But if they're not rich, they're not good looking, they don't know, like they're antisocial, of course they're gonna struggle. Like there's no doubt about that.
So then if they're antisocial, why don't they learn how to be social? You know what I'm saying? If they don't know how,
people really just aren't. There's not social people. Like I'm one of those people, for instance.
What are you talking about? You're talking to me right now. You call in every week. You're very social. What are you talking about? You're very social. What are you talking about? You talk to me every week. You're very social. What are you talking about?
No, when I'm in public, I'm at school, at the gym, I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can actually make a move to change that. You see what I'm saying?
Not really. Because that's just not where I'm comfortable, like talking to large groups of people.
Right, because you're not comfortable right now. Now what happens is you can get yourself in a comfortable space to be able to do that.
It's not that easy.
Nobody said it's easy. I'm saying it can happen, though. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe.
See, you're... Yo, Dr.
No, I'm
Cuddles, you're
serious.
freaking hilarious, man. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm being serious when I say,
No, you're
like,
not
I
being
know, for
serious.
instance, if I did that and I learned game, I'd have so much success. It's crazy, but I'm not that type of person. I always go out and like talk to people and.
Oh man, this is hilarious, bro. Like, do you even hear what you're saying? You're saying that, man, bro. You're the one saying this. You're saying I'm not the type of guy. Guess what you need to say? I am that type of guy. As soon as you start saying I am that type of guy, and you keep saying that to yourself, and you actually go out there and do it, then you'll be that type of guy. You're the one choosing not to be that type of guy.
All right. The thing is, the approaches I have done, they're like, it's come down to points where I just have nothing to say because and that's what I'm saying. There's nothing to say, and like I'm just not,
because you haven't been working on your game, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. It keeps coming back to game. You just said I approach the girl. I don't have nothing to say.
I just don't click well with people. Is what I'm trying to really say.
And that's a mindset thing. You got to change that mindset. You see what I'm saying? Like, everything you're saying comes back to you needing to learn game. This is what I'm trying to say. But what happens is that because you believe that game is, not the thing, this is why you're going to stay stuck. You understand?
I know that, but I've had a life experiences where I've just learned that most people really, that they're almost not even worth it, because most people are in it for their own interest. They don't want any type of mutual like relationship or like I help you, you help me. It's just not even really like that anymore. People use each other now.
See, Cuddles, I'm gonna have to tell you.
It's just really hard to find people that you can trust in and expect something back from them if you help them. I'm gonna have to break your heart, bro, because I'm gonna have to tell you some real shit. Everybody's selfish. You can't trust anybody. You only can trust people to do what they think is right for them, and that's pretty much it. What you gotta understand is that if you're dealing with a woman that any woman you're dealing with is going to be extremely selfish, and you are also going to be extremely selfish, right? This is how it works. We're all selfish. Everything that we're doing is in our own self-interest. So what you got to find is a woman who's going to connect with your self-interest, because her selfishness matches with your selfishness. So it's not that she's using you. It's that you both are useful and you guys use each other to get together to make things happen. So don't look at it as a bad thing. You understand? Even with the trust thing. When I say don't trust anybody, you can't trust anybody, it's not a negative thing. It's understanding that the only thing you can trust is that people are going to be exactly who they are. So when you put people in a box, what you'll say is, oh, you betrayed my trust. It's like, no, I didn't betray your trust. You just put me in a box. And now that you see the reality of who I actually am, then you're upset. So instead of trusting people and put them in the box, just trust that they're going to be exactly who they are. And see, this is what I'm saying. A lot of the stuff that you need to understand is just a mindset switch. You got to, and that's what I'm saying. You have to be able to look at things differently, and once you look at things differently, then you'll actually get different results and better results. Because right now, it's like you're finding all of these ways to justify why you're not getting the results you actually want. You're trying to make sense of it in your head. You see what I'm saying? But everything you're saying, and that's the thing. I'll say this, because even I will admit, because I was going to tell you earlier about my friend who me and him both started a Tinder account the same day. Like, he's overweight, and by the end of the month, he had only like 16 matches. I had over like 100. And so even if these women think I look good, and I'm getting all these matches like on Tinder, because that's a very superficial like hookup website. Once they find out I don't have even a car, I don't have money or anything that they can use to get out of me, like, they're not gonna even want to mess with me.
So you're saying that there's chicks you're meeting, and they're saying, oh, when they find out you don't have a car and all this other stuff.
No, not even meeting. Like, we're just texting, and like once they start finding out certain things, I can tell, like, oh, you know what? They're just looking for a guy who can like show for them or something.
And why? And how do you find this out? How do you know this?
because they're smart about it too. Like they'll ask me like, "Oh, can you pick me up at my house because I don't got a way to get there?" And so that right there, like number one, if I say I can't go, I don't got a car, and you can't come to my place because I don't even have my own place. That's already two things right there that she's gonna find out and be like.
So
oh,
if a girl say, hey, can you pick? If your girl say, hey, can you pick me up, and be like, no, put your ass in the Uber and meet me wherever we gonna meet. That's it. That's it. Why? That's what I'm saying. Why? See, again, this is what I'm saying with game. You're looking at what they're doing and you're taking what they're doing and you're making it an issue. You understand what I'm saying? If you're trying to see a girl and she says, "Hey, can you pick me up and get me?" No, I can't get you. You meet me here. You understand? And if she's not gonna meet you there, then tell her peace out. And you go to the next girl. That's it. That's all you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard, but again, you have to be in a certain mindset and mind frame to be able to even be comfortable doing that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but the only option for me to like bring them for them to come anywhere would be a hotel, and I'm not trying to like pay for hotels. You know, like every time I'm just trying to get some because. So
tell them to pay for it, or tell them to go half, or go back to their place. There's so many different options.
And then if they know I'm trying to bring them to a hotel, they're definitely not coming.
Why not?
Because I can just already tell them, man. I haven't even asked that, but I know it wouldn't even work.
But how do you know? So if they want to get some dick, right? How is it going to happen?
I don't even know if some of these girls on Tinder I've talked to really wanted anything because eventually they bail out and stuff. And
bruh, this is what I'm saying. You keep saying you think that they don't want this, or you feel they don't want it. Bro, you're not. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying.
Women are confusing. Like, they don't even know half the time what they're trying to do, or
exactly. Like, so now that we know this, right? What's the next step?
Dude, it's just hard to even communicate with them because you can't get any straight answers.
Okay, so now that we know that they're confusing and you can't get any straight answers, what do we do next?
What am I supposed to do? Like, I can't be straightforward about anything because I'm just gonna get something like, oh, actually, you know what? I don't know if I can afford to get an Uber, and it just like becomes like this snowball where like everything's going wrong.
Listen, you gotta understand this. You're gonna have chicks you're gonna just charge to the game. Period. That's it. Right? 1, 2. Since you know women are gonna be all over the place, confusing or whatever, you do not fall into what they're saying and doing. You just lead them. You understand? So if a girl's like, "Come pick me up," no, listen, this is what we're gonna do. This is what I need you to put into your arsenal. This is what we're gonna do. Just tell women that, and then say what you want to do. Right? A girl says, "Hey, can you pick me up?" and blah blah blah. You know what? This is what we're gonna do, and type in what you're gonna do to her, or what you're gonna do. Girl says, "Hey, can we go to here and there, or can this happen?" Listen, this is what we're gonna do. Do this, and do that. Right? Now, the girls who are gonna cooperate with you, those are the ones you fuck with. The ones who aren't gonna cooperate with you, you delete them off Tinder, you unmatch them, and you keep it moving. That's it.
Because I just talked to this girl on Tinder today, and we're gonna like work out and stuff at the gym, and I'm gonna try to get things going with her, but like she added me on Snap, but like I asked her like I tried asking like what gym you go to, but I'm not. This is the thing too. I'm not gonna send her like 10 messages like trying to get her to reply. I just sent her that one message like what gym you go to. So if she replies, I'll be like, all right, you want to go work out there, and then I'll go chill with her.
Okay, so you got a date so you have a date at the gym.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so cool. So you got a date at the gym. So what are you calling and talking about? Ain't nothing happening. Yet. What's going on?
She hasn't messaged me for like 2 hours now.
Say that again.
She hasn't even messaged me. It's been like 2 hours since I asked her. like I just asked her what gym you go to so I can like know like where it is and.
Wait, hold on. So you don't have a date at the gym?
No, yeah, I don't have one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I just asked her, like, what gym you go to because she said she wants to be like workout buddies or something.
So take her to your gym. Take her to your gym.
I don't have that membership where you can bring like a guest with you.
Oh my goodness, bro! This is what I'm saying, bro. This is why the game is important, bro. This is why the game is important, bro.
That's what I'm trying to talk to her because, like I don't know, like
bro, you need to do a actual 30-minute game session with me because this is crazy. Like there's a lot of shit. Matter of fact, you gonna need a few of those because there's a lot of shit that's going on here that you need help with, bro. I'm telling you. Just the fact that
how do I get a 30-minute game session?
Go to MrLocario.com, right? And it's on the front page. It's gonna be flashing with the pictures, and it's gonna say 30-minute game session. You click on that, and then you make that happen. Because I'm telling you, man.
How much are those sessions?
The session is $197. Okay.
197.
Yes, 197. That's what the session is.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to wait on that.
All right, but as soon as you get your money up, make sure you get that game session because, bruh, this like for example, the fact that you're trying to get her to the gym, right? And you haven't set up if you want to get the girl to the gym. That should be something already that you have set up beforehand, meaning you should already know if you could take guests to your gym before you try to get a date to the gym. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, that's the problem, too. I have literally nowhere I can even, like, almost go on dates with girls because I don't really have money like that.
Bro, you gonna have to get a job. So this is what I'm saying. Or you can do.
I lost my security job recently. That's why. So
or you can do free dates. Go to the store, or get 2 bottles of water. Take that chick for a walk in the park. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, bro.
That's hilarious.
You got to figure out what you can do with what you got. That's how you got to date sometimes, because if you ain't got no money, you be like, all right, this is what we gonna do. I used to do dates like that all the time. We get a bottle of water, we go in the park and talk, or we go to the mall and walk around and chill.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying? Get creative with it. Yeah. But yo, listen, I gotta head out because I'm fucking late. I went a little overboard, but bruh, I'm telling you, get your paper up. You gotta get your paper up. Get out there. Talk to some people and make it happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Talk to these girls. Stop worrying about all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to switch up that mindset, bro. Stop focusing on all the things you can't do. Think about all the things you can do. You understand? That's it. All right?
Yep.
All right, bro. I'm holla. All right, peace.
Take care.
Yeah, man. See, you say he just got his 30 minutes. See, that's not even the 30 minutes. See, there's stuff that I personally don't say on this stuff because I only say it to the dudes who's getting the 30-minute game sessions. You feel what I'm saying? But I let it run a little longer because let me turn off these things. I gotta get the hell out of here. Hold on. I let it run longer because I like to let those calls run so you guys can actually see what's really going on. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys can see what's really happening out here in these streets. And this is why the game is so important. This is why the game is so important. You feel what I'm saying? Because dudes always talk about, oh, this game stuff and, oh, it's this. And I'm like, bruh, this is exactly why the game is so important. Because it's stuff that you don't know that you don't know. You see what I'm saying? And it's important that you have to understand how important your mindset is, bro. Because the way that you think dictates how you're going to act. You see what I'm saying? And dudes got to stop being resistant to the game. See, part of the thing is this. You have to humble yourself and fall back and say, yo, I don't know everything. Let me see what this is about and implement this into the situation. Because if you notice, and I notice this with a lot of guys, they're always fighting with the situation. Now, again, it's good to think critically because this is what you're supposed to do. But there's a difference between thinking critically and trying to always try to validate your point when you're trying to get help. You see what I'm saying? Because every time I was like, well, this and this, he's like, but no, but this, but that, but no, but I don't know. And I'm like, why are you fighting all of the shit? You got it. There's times you got to sit back and say, let me take it in, think it over. And then, you see what I'm saying? It's automatic. It's this automatic fight away from it. And this is why dudes have a hard time in the game, because they're always fighting, to sort of feed their ego. Because it's like they think that they know the answers, all the answers, and they're trying to get confirmation off of what they think they know. You see what I'm saying? But on the flip side, you understand? They actually want something better, which is why they call up, why they watch the videos and all this other stuff. So it's, guys got to really see what's popping with this. All right, so guys, listen, I got to head up out of here. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. I was supposed to be going like 20 minutes ago. But listen, make sure you guys get this book, How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day, ebook, hard copy, audiobook. Also, get the Man the Fuck Up t-shirts and hoodies. Click the link below, people. All right, so I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.